Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hi, Sina family. I hope you're all doing well. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillahi wahda wa salatu wa salam ala man la nabiyya ba'dah wa shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. So inshallah today's verse in Surah Baqarah, Surah number 2, verse number 84. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذ أخذنا ميثاقكم لا تسفكون دماءكم ولا تخرجون أنفسكم من دياركم. And remember when we took a covenant or an oath from you that you will not shed one another's blood, nor will you exile each other from your homes. ثم أقررتم وأنتم تشهدون. Then you accepted or you bore witness, you agreed while you yourselves were the witnesses. So what used to happen when the Prophet ﷺ came to Medina, there were three main Jewish tribes, and they had an allegiance with the Arab tribes. At that time there were just two main tribes, the Aus and the Khazraj. Whenever the Aus and the Khazraj would fight, which was often, the Jews would also, whoever they had an allegiance with, they would join in and they would also fight against one another. So they would, fight against one another. They would kill each other, and then in the end, if there were any prisoners, they would make sure they would, put a very high ransom in order to free the prisoners. So this verse is revealed in response to this practice of theirs. They had made a promise and oath to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala to, protect each other's life and property and home, and never to treat each other in a way where they would forcefully remove somebody from their homes. Now it seems like this is a very basic, very easy covenant, right? Especially these are your own brethren, these are your own flesh and blood, your own tribesmen. But even then they didn't listen. And here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding them that you made a promise. You said that you would not do this, you would listen. And in the end you just broke your promise. What I've noticed, especially in the present day culture, is so common. So common for people to break their promises and their oath. Some people might call it flaking, where you make a promise, I'll be there, or I'll help you with this and this, and then at the last moment, right when it's time for it to actually happen, then you send a text message, oh, I'm sorry, I can't come, I can't make it. And we break our promises on such a regular basis, and we do it so easily. And here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding us, when you make a promise to somebody, if you can't go through with it, there's nothing wrong with saying, I'm sorry, I can't. You don't have to save face at that moment in time. You must be strong enough and let them know, because imagine someone invites you, use some small example, someone invites you to your home, right? And you're supposed to come, and obviously they're going to go through a lot of trouble preparing, for your arrival, food and the house and everything, and in the end you said you can't come. Now they've already spent so much money and time and effort. Now all of a sudden you can't come, and it's just so disrespectful, And maybe someone needs help, and you say you're going to help, and they're relying on you, and in the end you say you can't come. I mean, it's just something that is really unfair, right? You, as a Muslim, our word is everything. Our promise, our covenant, it means everything to us. Right? This is one of the most important things that a human being has, is your word. If you don't have your word, what do you have? Yeah, you've given your oath, your oath and pledge, and to promise someone in their face that you're going to do something, and then you don't come through. I mean, it just harbors. It just harbors a lot of hatred and animosity amongst people for each other. And these are feelings that can easily be avoided. You just have to, if you can't do it, just say that you can't do it. But also, we don't realize it starts with small things. A small promise, you can't keep up a small promise, then this just leads to bigger things. I mean, today it may seem like an extreme example, but it's something that we have to really take in consideration. And today you're just making a promise that, I'll help my mother out, but then you decide you don't want to for whatever reasons, and you go back on your promise, right? Tomorrow's will be your friends, right? And then later on, what about our promise with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? As Muslims, we all have a covenant with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we will obey Him, that we will follow His Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we'll do our utmost not to break the laws and the Sharia that He has put in place. It becomes easy. When you start breaking promises, it becomes an easy thing. And what's not to stop you, right? Or what's to stop you from breaking your covenant with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and leaving Islam altogether? Although it seems like an extreme example, but it's something that we must take into consideration, and it's something that is very, very possible. Remember, each and every sin, right, is a break of the covenant that we have put place with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And each and every sin that we commit, right, takes us further and further away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why I'm saying it. Every sin has a potential to lead you away from Islam, to lead you away from Allah, right? Because these are all promises that we made that we won't commit. Make a promise, and for some reason, if there's a legitimate reason, then you go ahead, you call and you let them know. But if you can't make a promise, then if you can't follow through, then don't make the promise in the first place. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to fulfill our promises and our covenants with each other, and fulfill our covenant and our promises with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Jazakallahu Khaira. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.